All right, let's talk about problem number 2 of the average cost questions. So TalkTel is a cellular service provider. They advertise that you can buy a monthly plan for as low as $70 per month, as long as you buy a cell phone costing $200. All right, determine the total cost if you buy a cell phone. Well, if you buy a cell phone, that's going to cost you $200. And you're on the plan for 12 months. So 12 months at $70 per month. So we've got the original cost of the cell phone, $200, plus the cost per month times 12 months. Now that is going to go directly into Desmos. And so let me clear out what I had in there. So let's see, 200 plus $70 times 12 months. So the total cost would be $1,040. And that's only for 12 months. Okay. See, what is the average cost per month? All right. So let's go ahead and slide over here. I'm trying to, nope, that's what I want to do. All right, average cost. So I'm going to take that total cost that I just had, the $1,040, and divide it by however many months I'm on the plan for. So in this case, it was 12 months. So if I take, let's see, 1,040 divided by 12 months. Now, I want to make sure that this answer is in terms of dollars and cents because we are talking about cost here. So it'd be $86.67 for the average cost per month. Okay. Part B, write an equation to represent the cost in dollars for X months on the plan. All right, so cost per month. Let's see, it was $200 for the cell phone plus $70 per month. So that would be a perfectly acceptable equation. If you actually want to write this in the format that we're kind of used to seeing, the y equals mx plus b form, you could do c of x is equal to 70x plus 200. Those are identical equations. The order that you add doesn't matter. So either of these two would work. Okay. Write an equation to represent the average cost per month. So average cost here, I'm going to take one of these two expressions from the total cost. I'll go ahead and do the 70x plus 200. No good reason other than it's one of them. And I'm going to divide by the number of months that I'm on the plan, which is X. So part C here, here's my little average cost equation. Let's see, part D. If the average price per month is $80, how many months long is the plan? So average price is going to use this equation right here, but I know what the average price is. It's $80. So I'm going to do 80 is equal to 70x plus 200 over x. First thing I want to do is figure out my domain restrictions. Now, I'm just going to write dr for domain restriction. I want to take that denominator, set it equal to 0. So x cannot equal 0, which kind of makes some sense. Like you wouldn't have an average price if you were on the plan for 0 months, right? That's okay. It makes sense. I'm going to take the same denominator of x, and I'm going to use it as my LCD, my least common denominator, and multiply both the left and the right side of the equation by x. So left side turns into 80x. The right side, the x that I'm multiplying will divide out the denominator. So all that's left here is 70x plus 200. And now I have a linear equation to solve. So I'm going to subtract 70x from both sides. So 10x equals 200. I'm going to divide both sides by 10. So I'm going to get x equals, I'm pretty sure 200 divided by 10 is 20, but I want to double check. It is 20. So you would have been on the plan for 20 months. All right, so that's problem number 2. I'm going to go ahead and slide on down to problem number 3 here and just keep going. All right, Miss Greenery owns a lawn service company. She places the following flyer in the mailboxes of everyone living in the town of Stork. All right, you've got a one-time fee of $150 and then a monthly application fee of $25. All right, so part A, determine the total cost if you have the lawn service for 5 months. All right, so for 5 months, we've got that monthly fee of $25. So $25 times 5 months plus the one-time fee of $150. Let me go ahead and pop back up Desmos. All right, clear it out if you need to. All right, 25 times 5 plus 150. That's going to be $275 for the total cost. All right, and that's your initial fee plus the monthly cost for 5 months. It says, what is the average cost per month? So average cost, I'm going to take that total cost that I just found, the 275, and divide by however many months I'm working with. So 275 divided by 5 is $55 per month. So there's my average cost. All right. Part B, write an equation to represent the cost in dollars for X months. Okay. So C of X, I just keep using C of X for cost. That's going to be the monthly fee times however many months you're in the program. That's X months in this case, plus the one-time fee that you had to pay. So there's my nifty little equation here. Part C, write an equation to represent the average cost per month. So I'm going to use A of X for average cost. You could use F of X. It doesn't really matter. I'm going to take the expression from part B, so 25x plus 150, and divide it by the X months that I'm in the program. Okay. Now, part D says if you have $2,500 to put towards landscaping, how many months could you be in the program? Well, $2,500 isn't the average cost per month. This is the total amount of money you have. So this is actually going to use the equation from part B. So I'm going to go ahead and set this 2,500 equal to this expression from part B. So 2,500 equals 25x plus 150. This is what I'm going to solve. So I'm going to subtract 150 from both sides. Let's see, 2,500 minus 150. So that's going to be 2,350. And that's going to equal 25x. So I'm going to divide both sides by 25. So x is equal to, let's see, 2,350 divided by 25. So you could be in the program for 94 months if you could spend $2,500 on your landscaping. All right. So that takes care of the number 3. We've got one more question here, problem number 4. And I think it's all about just writing some equations. So that's why I got rid of Desmos. All right. So upon entering Sly's long-term rentals, one is greeted by the following 2 signs. So we've got the big deal sign, which is a 60-inch HD TV. You're going to deposit $300, and then you have an $80 monthly rental fee. And then you have the not so big deal, which would be, let's see, a $100 deposit, but a $120 monthly rental fee. Okay. Write an equation to represent the cost of the television in dollars if you rent for X months from Big Deal. All right, so here's my Big Deal. It's an $80 monthly rental with a $300 deposit. So that cost is going to be let's see, $80 per month, so 80x plus a $300 deposit. So there's my equation for the big deal. Part B, write an equation to represent the average cost per month of the television if you rent it for X months from the big deal. All right, so average cost, I'm going to do the exact same expression, so 80x plus 300, but I'm going to divide by X to get the average cost. All right. Part C, write an equation to represent the cost of the television in dollars if you rent from the not so big deal. So the not so big deal here is a higher monthly rental fee, but a lower deposit. So 120 per month with a $100 deposit. Now, I don't want to confuse myself and use C of X again. So I'll use, I don't know, B of X for big deal. You can call it F of X or Y for, all that it matters for the problem. You just need to make sure you actually have an equation, which means you have an equal sign. All right, so that's going to be $120 per month, so 120x plus the $100 deposit. And then the last equation we're going to do here is the average cost per month if you rent from the not so big deal. So I'll do D of X, just again, so I don't confuse myself. And I'm going to do 120x plus 100, so that's the total cost. But if I divide it by the amount of months, that'll get me the average cost per month. All right, so that